They not like us. 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 You think the Bay gon' let you do?
We gotta bring someone.
We definitely need to bring a guest on and have a very good discussion about
I think
the difference in queer and the other letters, because
I also think it'd be cool.
don't know.
I think it'd be cool to like bring people in other types of communities on.
For sure.
To have conversations that aren't really had, because people always like bring up their own opinion. Like I definitely got my own opinion about shit. I'd be like, what the fuck? But I also want to learn more shit too about that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's a what we said earlier. Everybody's on their own journey, right? Yeah. You know, and
an opinion isn't a bad thing.
No, it's not. But it's also a good thing to understand kind of where people are coming from and have a better idea. Even if you still don't agree, we don't have to agree. You know, I'm not going to agree because I have my own opinion. But in terms of being a human and being able to tell your story and being treated with respect and having rights and all that shit to just live your life, I think everybody deserves that. Yeah, so
coexist.
Yeah, so in efforts to bring a more pertinent understanding to the community, I think we should bring those type of people on when we can, if we can, in the right times.
Those type of people
in that community.
What community?
The LBGQT, LBG, LGBTQ. Yes. Because I was
some respect on it.
Put some respect. I'm trying to. You sound like you don't want us to talk to them.
I was just saying you called them those people. I wouldn't.
Oh well, those the.
Why didn't we be offended about those people?
Those people. You know, anybody you could say those people to somebody else that you actually know, and their last name is those. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know those people? Look, what you mean those people? But we got to be lightweight though. You know what I'm saying? I think we have to have we're off script, but we got to have a psychological disposition to that bullshit. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And we got to have like an automated self-defense system. You know what I'm saying? And even if we're like not even paying attention, we're just like, huh? You know what I mean? Because people try to talk shit to you on the under low key. Those people, you people.
People use all kind of little slight language to try and say
you know what that's called? There's microaggression.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People use microaggressions like your boy. Bring me the never-ending worry system. Never-ending worry system. Microaggressions. Who's in the news with the microaggressions, dog?
Man, well, he's not my boy.
It's your boy. we clarified that already.
See, here we go.
Clint Eastwood's on the ballot. Did you hear about it?
This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing.
No one voted for Trump in the filming of this podcast.
Yes.
So go ahead.
So Trump was in the news.
Again.
He was talking about, I'm trying my first ever Trump impression. I'm going to do it right now. I already got my hands ready. Never heard N-word in my life. Never. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of indictment. And I'm like, indictment? What is the I-word? What you talking about? What that got to do with us, nigga? What you talking about the N-word? What you trying to imply? Because there's only one N-word. I'm like, what are you trying to, it's weird. Where them dogs at? Who let the dogs out?
It's very inciting language, dog. It's a microaggression, I feel like.
That's a macro damn near aggression. And I'm like, hold on, bro. It's just that's so random. Well, let me ask you, do you think he planned on saying that?
Yes.
It wasn't just like he wasn't just being Trump. You know what I'm saying?
He put on the gloves.
That was part of his pre-planned.
He put on his brim. He had on his Trump sneakers. And he was at the podium.
He had them
feeling like Nino Brown, like bruh.
Nino Orange.
Exactly.
He had his air surrections.
Yeah, exactly.
The air surrection sixes.
He was talking like this. His brim was all over. You couldn't even have the shadow.
Hold on. What's another one? He had the double mesh USA MAGA Plus. You know what I'm saying? The double mesh MAGAs.
They're atrocious. Have you seen the shoes?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, nigga.
You rock them.
No, nigga, I wouldn't rock them, but I don't hate the design. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't rock them, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I need a black pair. You know what I'm saying? I need a black pair. You know what I'm saying?
I have them for you.
Huh?
He's gonna have them for you.
He gonna have them for you too, nigga.
Nah.
Negro. You know what? I'm gonna officially announce I'm going to try to diminish my use of the N-word just because of he's
indictment?
Yes. Indictment. I'm not no more indictments. Hey, what's up, my indictment?
Nope. Nope.
No.
So
It don't work.
Trump's out here getting pressed for this N-word, and no one even. Well, he didn't even really get pressed.
I'm about to say who's pressing him. You know what I'm saying?
It was in the news, but only and even more so.
Well, it's in the news cycle, yeah.
Right.
But in terms of like the people, I don't hear no black people mad about that, and I'd be fucking furious. I'd be just as mad as when Joe Biden said, "If you don't vote for me, you ain't black," because I think all of that is still trying to play with black people's emotions and shit,
Yeah.
or play with our I don't want to say our name, integrity, our culture, our the diaspora within this cult within this country, because none of that made sense to me. You know what I mean? And Trump is doing the same thing in a weird way, even though the crazy part is he's actually getting more of the black vote based on his pre-polling. You know,
I was watching this.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
I was watching this interview today. They tried to attribute it to the sneakers. Trump's been getting the black vote since he gave away money, man. Like, I mean, that was the first thing that I feel like latched people in. Like, oh, Trump was in office, I was getting a check, and it's like it was a pandemic during the same time. You know?
Broke it.
So he already said,
Yeah, I did. Indictment.
we got to peel it back and get days without saying the word. 0.
All right. Well, here we go. Let's start over.
Starting now. But yeah, man, Trump is out here inciting shit, and he's already got a track record for using this type of language, man. So that's the only reason I'm kind of like, it was deliberate. There's no doubt in my mind that it was deliberate.
He should be a rapper because he got that good wordplay. He's able to say things right on the edge of plausible deniability, where he's like, hold on, man, I didn't say that. I said I said the N-word because I mean the I-N word. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's always a way to get out of it, which is crazy to me how he's able to do that. I think
the article I saw said it was a Freudian slip. Yeah, of course it was. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they wrote that. Yeah. I think he's on his shit. You know, he's just out there wilding, and he's like,
the fact that they called it a Freudian slip makes it worse, because now it's like he was talking about the actual.
Because you know what an N-word means, bro. You used to say, you probably said that every 90 seconds. Yeah. You know, said every other 2 weeks when you were talking about, I didn't want them N-words, them indictments to live in my apartments, in my condos. Speaking of indictments,
living in condos.
What about New York? Mm-hmm. And where people live. And the situation out there with the money they're losing with the immigration, and they're getting sent out from all these different states. Do you think New York is going to be able to last? Do you think it's fair? Should they do that? I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Because I got my thoughts.
So, pause.
That was a salute, by the way, to the flag.
I'm all for a better opportunity, but I'm all for that for Americans first, I guess. I don't want to say it like that, but included. There are no opportunities other than, the opportunity of being American, and that's a big one. But yeah, I don't know, just giving free health care to people when people are dying because they can't afford their medicine. It's a tough one for me, but all this shit is set up in place for the same reason. So,
it's a little challenging.
What are they doing in New York specifically, man? That's got
We'll have various programs to set them up with housing and money. Now there's online. There's some money. Like I don't know if it's a debate or some sort of just misinformation, because on one side they're saying they're getting $10,000 a month or $10,000 per year. I'm not quite sure. We're trying to figure it out in terms of looking up the right information. I think it's like $10,000 per year and up to $15,000 a year for a family. You know what I'm saying? On these debit cards that they get. Yes. You all right? Yeah, that's what's happening. So
$10,000 a month?
No, I think it's a debit card. No, I think it's a one-time payment of $10,000
for a family,
for an individual, and $15,000 for a family. Oh. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have to fact check that. Okay. But that's what I believe is happening. And even Stephen A. was going on a rant about it. He was like, "Hey, what's going on, New York? This is why Trump's gonna win because Americans this and we don't got no money." And I agree. He was talking about Ukraine too, and look, part of the reason why these people are coming here is because the policies and imperial tendencies of America kind of set up scenarios for their countries to be kind of fucked up, but also at the same time, that's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? Just by being a citizen here. Mm-hmm. So just because I'm a citizen, I got to suffer because my country did something bad. And then at the end of the day, the flip side is if they actually want to help, why don't they stop funding war and give money to these countries that they displaced? You know what I mean? So there's like so many different ways we can figure out how to help these people by not letting them in here.
What the
you know
goal
what I mean?
Is to do. You think the goal is really to help people? If you help people, I don't know if this infrastructure of this society works.
I think they're trying to get more people in America because, across the world, capitalism and control. C squared. Because across the world, birth rates are going down in most places. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, especially in Japan. But in America, for example, I believe from the birth rates of American citizens, all races and ethnicities, included, are lower than the rate of illegal immigrants coming into the country. You know what I mean? So on a yearly basis, so it only's going to take like a generation or two for there to be a different kind of political spectrum to where you can sway votes. And I think that's kind of why they're letting them in. But at the same time, these people do need help, because their countries are messed up. There's a lot of issues, a lot of problems, and they're just trying to find a way out. But then there's people from not even just Mexico, but from all over the world coming through this Mexico. So then that's the real issue, So there's just, how do we fix it? So all they do is they gather them all up and send them to New York, and that's where New York is going to offer to pay them.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one, just sending them all to New York. But I kind of feel like they're prepared for it. You're sending them all to New York, and it's kind of in alignment with, a good city to pick, I guess, because New York is on that hype, another part of this never-ending worry system. They're capable of tracking these people whether we want them to or not because they are a smart city, man. They're like one of the top globally. I think number 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's already a smart city?
Yes, they've been transitioning for a while, but New York specifically, is ranked as the 2nd smartest city globally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What constitutes a smart city? Like what?
So
what needs to be in the city for it to be smart?
For it to be smart, well, pretty much we live in a lot of smart cities to a different degree in certain cities because the only thing that classifies it to be a smart city is a modern urban area that's using sensors or technology or what is the other verbiage that they use? Electronic methods.
like CCTV and monitoring, like
exactly like all that. So sensors and other monitoring systems to collect the data, gather the data, take all the data, and then analyze it. And it's supposed to make the city. Well, they take the data, analyze it, and use it to make the city run more efficiently with the resources and other things like that.
What is this data like human movements and like who goes where and like the amount of people like that move around? And
so for New York, they're ranked 2nd globally because of their transportation and communications. So that's those are both very broad terms. If you're looking outside of America, it gives you a better idea of the scope of these things, right? So let's say, let's pick one. Let's say Dubai. So there's more than 50 smart services within Dubai right now that will, as of 2020, more than 50 services from more than 22 government entities already in Dubai. So we know Dubai is advanced, you know what I'm saying? Their money is long and they're doing well. So with that, they have a government app called Dubai Now where you can pay your speeding ticket that you received in the email that was sent to you by a camera that took a picture of you. And
Everything has gone through that one app?
And it went directly to you. So you can pay your ticket that was sent to you through email from a camera that took it while you were driving past. You can pay your electric bill. You can track a package. You can find the closest ATM. You can renew your vehicle's registration. You could track a visa that you're waiting on, a family's visa. You could call a taxi. And most importantly, you can report a violation to the police.
This was called Dubai Now?
Yes, this is called Dubai Now. Okay, so Singapore, specifically, that city-state is supposed to be the gold standard for like the most extensive efforts in collecting data. So on daily living. So in this city,
Like from the citizens?
so in this city, they've gone as far as to detect like smoking in prohibited areas, littering from like high-rise housing. They launched in like 2014 to start this. So they're super in the game on just the sensors and specific things that they're collecting. Their platform is called Virtual Singapore. And it pretty much gives the government access to how the city is functioning real time. So it tracks all vehicle movement, any vehicle registered, real time.
Oh, that's crazy.
So they could pull up in Virtual Singapore. They can pull up and actually see what's going on within the power scale, everything that's running real time, what's going on in the city. So I feel like the more popularized example of it right now is China and their social credit system, man.
Yeah.
So like you're saying with the facial recognition, we're pretty much at like Minority Report, Eagle Eye, area where the AI is going to be running everything, man. AI is going to be controlling everything because if you have facial recognition to pay your debts, to do anything, to just gain access to be socially, your social notoriety or any of that is controlled through a database that's gathering data daily on your everyday action. You're driving fast, 5 miles above the speed limit. You're smoking in the spot you're not supposed to be smoking. The fact that you smoke, period. All these little things are being calculated into your existence and what value you add to where you are. Yeah, and that it's just insane. But yeah, the smart cities are supposed to help
contribute to building up your interaction within the smart city. Contributes to building up your social credit score in China and most of these other countries are kind of working towards a system like that. I know we're trying to do that here for sure. There was what's the term? I guess a bill. Okay. There was a bill, and I mentioned this last time, I think, and if not, I'm saying it this time. There was a bill in the first COVID stimulus package.
Okay.
There was legislation. That's what I was trying to say. They were trying to put it in there to where they were going to have a digital dollar.
Right. Yes.
And on top of that, they were kind of able to track other elements of your life within that digital dollar.
US dollar coin.
Yes. But it just got taken out at the last minute. They were like, no, we're not going to vote for that. So they just revised it and they changed it, and it wasn't in the version that got voted for. But yeah, so we're all on that path right now. You know what I'm saying? Smart cities are a gateway to allowing, because we're making it easy for you.
One world.
Yeah, but it's really a gateway to privatizing, or I don't even want to say privatizing because it's really through the government, but it might even be privatized.
Global.
We're also going to say privatizing your information. You know what I'm saying? Where they may even hire private companies to monitor like how they do with how they work with Facebook.
Yep.
Like the government really works with Facebook to get information, you know what I mean, from them and stuff like that.
They already are. They're already hiring these third-party companies. Google's already involved heavy, Cisco. All these companies are already, since 10 years deep now in this, before that, you know what I mean, invested in these cities and putting sensors on parking spaces so that it's more efficient while you're driving, so that you're not burning gas looking for a spot. This app will let you know, I'll pull over here because the sensor weighs the car, or when there's a car parked there, it's crazy, man. The things that they're guiding behind keeping the globe and keeping the planet efficient to control and collect data, and yes, infiltrate the the privacy of just citizens everywhere. Honestly,
The ultimate smart city is rumored to be conspiracy time.
conspiracy or concern.
No, but the ultimate private city.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, smart city is rumored to be in Maui, which is why
You mean in the works? Yeah.
allegedly, yeah,
It's supposed to be in the mecca of smart cities for America. Is supposed to be in Maui.
that's supposed to be the flagship. Beyond whatever New York has going on in terms of their current status of being a smart city, this is gonna be like this is purely a smart city from the ground up.
Yep.
Not just supplementation of existing analog, etc. We're literally changing everything. So there's been fires all across the world recently, not this year, last year, 2023, where major fires like globally, and I believe it's been unprecedented where there hasn't been that many fires, in these type of areas where coincidentally they're planning on building cities and having new technology that they're looking to implement in these various areas of the world, these various regions. So that's pretty interesting,
Agreed.
So,
Agreed.
I don't know if it's a conspiracy or a concern,
So, to add some value to the conspiracy or concern, or some substantiality, as a conspiracy theory, so with that Maui fire, the concern is that how was it caused, I guess. And the conspiracy theories behind it are a laser.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've heard quite a few people.
So it's kind of weird because this company called CERN owns a satellite that allegedly during the time of the Maui fire was above Maui.
Can I challenge you a little bit?
Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
The conspiracy and concerning part that kind of intertwines in this is that just recently, another smart city mecca that's already solidified as a smart city close by in Chile burned down in the same manner. Very hot fire, everything burnt except blue.
Oh shit, like they were saying, right?
Like they were saying in Maui, man.
The lasers.
The lasers. And CERN satellites at the time of the fires, allegedly, guess where they were?
Over Chile?
Over Chile. I, myself, do not have access to these satellites, and if I do, because it's probably public domain, in all honesty, have not taken the time to actually search and see if CERN was over there, but I do trust the articles that I read. Maybe too much, but
Yeah, I would say I would okay. I'm a dog, but I think we might lean on it a little bit too much actually, because I was on the same wave, but then when you let me before I say what I'm gonna say, what CERN are you talking about? Because I actually looked this up, and CERN, you talking about the Hadron Collider? Or is this a different company with satellites? Because the Hadron Collider, where they smack the particles, to try to find I don't think they actually put satellites up. I think their main focus of research is smashing atoms in Switzerland. In Switzerland.
that's what you think?
I don't know. That's why I'm trying to chat. That's why I want to be. I want to be informed, but also be like, are we accurate right now?
Yeah.
I don't want the comments to flame.
No, you're good. So, at CERN, our work helps to uncover what the universe is made of and how it works. We do this by providing a unique range of particle accelerator facilities to researchers to advance the boundaries of human knowledge. CERN Tech in Space. The first CERN-driven satellite has successfully entered orbit during the maiden flight of Anyways, so same one in the same companies.
So wow.
Yes.
Yeah. So you really put me on. I didn't even know they were working with satellites. When did this happen? So this is their first satellite? Like this is new. This is all happening like recently.
I don't believe it's all happened recently. I believe this is over the last couple of years. All of these things. CERN made a discovery.
But their satellite was over these places.
Correct.
When okay.
Allegedly. Like I said.
Allegedly. Well, that's very interesting. I didn't even know that they were doing stuff in space. Most people don't even know about CERN existing, but so you're on that shit. That's what's up.
Yeah, you know, the never-ending worry system. What would it be without
It's always happening.
a little bit of worries?
You know, that's why, speaking of, that's why sometimes you just got to relax and listen to some music.
Yes.
You know, what kind of music you listen to these days?
I'm a little bit of everything, man.
You like
little bit
country
of
music?
Love it. Love it.
You know, Beyonce is killing it right now.
I love it. I do know.
She is going hard
I do know.
in the country mob. I'm not a fan of country music. I can't fuck with it.
Yeah, I'm a fan of all music.
I mean, there's only one country song I like, which is John Deere. Or was it John Deere or John Denver? I think it was John Deere. Or John
Name of the song or the singer?
the singer.
John Denver.
Yeah, John Denver, right?
Yeah,
Country
John
Road.
Deere is the
Country Road.
equipment. Yes, John.
Yeah, that's the lawnmower joints.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me
Same vein, but
get the lawnmower.
yeah.
But no, I actually really like that song. But Beyonce is really killing the country. She got the #1
Tennessee
record.
Whiskey is my favorite one. Side note, country music. Beyonce got the #1 what?
The first black woman ever in the world in the history of all music and to have the #1 country album without any features or anything like that.
Yeah.
That just happened like last week, bro.
Cheers.
You know, that's kind of like what kind of brought me back into. That's why I asked you, because
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe like, damn, like, okay, what kind of music is going on? We really expanding in these different musical avenues and whatnot, and they're mad. Like, there's like a lot of anger right now with us winning in these different spaces.
Is there?
Yeah.
I imagine so, because as happy as I am, I know they mad.
Bro, they literally called the Beyonce low-key a dog. You know what I'm saying? The dude on the radio, I don't even know what radio. Oh no, it was on. I think it was a news article, actually, news station, not a radio.
Yep.
It was an actor, an old ass actor, the dude from Dukes of Hazzard, and some lady, some white lady, and they were talking about how the left, which is AKA another word for indictments. You know what I mean?
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Saying, oh, the left wants to infiltrate all our spaces and and they just have to be part of it. And then this dude was like, yeah, like a dog. You know, they got to leave their mark and just piss on everything. I'm just like, what?
Mudslinging, but I mean,
Why are they so mad?
hey, it was more macroaggressions going on.
I'm about to say, I don't even think it's micro no more. Like, they're just openly. Why would you be mad that she's making music for a group of people from a certain region, black or white? You know what I mean? Because there's country is people from the country.
Yeah, and an artist of Beyonce's caliber is making music for Beyonce, and who it resonates with is going to resonate with. And
It's not their kind of country.
And because she's Beyonce, she doesn't need country fans to like her country music.
Yeah.
She's got Beyonce fans that like Beyonce music. And the fact that whatever genre I drop in, be it dance, be it R&B, be it pop, be it country, I'm going to go #1. And they mad. And why? Because it's all ours to begin with. All this music.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
All of it.
Do you think that it is
Anything rhythmic.
Okay, still 2 questions. Do you think that they're just mad because for example, when Eminem came in, he came in like, hey, I respect rap. You know, I'm not even saying the N-word. These people came before me, you know, and he was kind of, you know, I mean,
had said the
until
N-word
recently,
already.
recently he got
N-word
caught up,
already.
you know what I mean? But
He had said indictments. He had said the indictments.
yeah, for a couple of times. He got caught a couple of times, and it just came up again. You know, it kind of creeps up every once in a while. But for the most part, outside of that, he was like, "Hey." He even said, like, "I'm only popular because I'm white." Like he kind of was like, "Hey, I know what this is." But he paid homage to the art, and I think Beyonce is paying homage too. But do you think that they look at it like a Macklemore, where someone just coming in you're not really using hip hop the way we meant it to be, and and they're like mad about that, you know, saying like how he was talking shit at the Grammys and publicly posting his text to Kendrick Lamar on some I can't even think of the word right now.
Just feeling entitled, man. I feel
You
like,
know, I mean, indirectly antagonizing him to a degree.
right.
You know, so do you think they look at it like that because it's just a R&B artist doing country, or because she's just black?
I think first of all, you can't compare the two because
Compare the two what?
white people. You can't compare the two because white people in black spaces get celebrated. Black people celebrate white people in black spaces, and not to say it's a bad thing, but it's something we do. We get the invites to the cookout. That's what we do.
I mean, not most of the time.
Hold on one second. As black people in white spaces, it's not necessarily the same. In popular white spaces, black people aren't celebrated as much as I feel like a popular white person that's gained access to a black space is celebrated. It's just our culture. We're warm. In my mind, I feel like even if a white kid transfers to a predominantly black school, he might get bullied a little bit, but somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, bro, it's cool. Keep, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Cool."
of course.
Vice versa, you send a black kid to a predominantly white school, all white kids, one black kid. It's gonna be a tougher road to figure out.
You don't think there'll be no one white kid that'll do the same?
There might
Like,
be,
it's cool.
but
You know what I'm saying?
there might be, but I think that there's going to be more influence of the opposite nature from adult figures, from other kids, from just other areas because it's by nature. It's by nature. It's learned. You know what I'm saying? Also, so like it's a double just on that culture. For us, our nature is nurturing. You know what I'm saying? Is that, and I feel like we learn as well to be nurturing. We're always taught respect, do it, love. You know what I'm saying? We get that. We might get it aggressively sometimes, but we're taught to show love. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I think it's just different. And in that culture aspect, I feel like they feel threatened, whereas we don't feel threatened because it's all ours to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Why don't we fight for it then? Though, like if it's all ours, why does it take Beyonce to make us care if it's already ours? Do we just not know? You know.
What do you mean to make us care?
About country music? You know what I mean? For example, you know,
I
like
think
when you say it's all ours, like for example, Chuck Berry made rock music for the most. He's like known, like people will say Chuck Berry invented rock music, or at least one of the major pioneers. You know what I mean? But we don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like we care about some rap shit. You don't hear no niggas talk about Chuck Berry. You know what I mean?
Take that from then, and then fast forward to now, and think about how many less stations there are for urban music. We got to go from Chuck Berry era to what black people were doing to why the music industry is the way it is now, and outline so that black people don't have as many outlets. So that urban music doesn't have as many outlets that make this money, that country, that top 40 that these do. But if you look at these genres and you're calling pop music now is who? Drake is little whoever you want to say that's rapping. It's pop music now. Why? Because it's popular music. But that whole pop music was created to limit black access to large platforms. You know what I'm saying? In the white spaces like this. Even right now, you can listen to stations that are like all of the top 40 without the rap, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's, but it's not on accident. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It has nothing other to do than it's on purpose.
Why do you think that's like that? Because at the end of the day, white people buy more rap music and spend more money on rap music than black people. You know,
well, it's usually how it goes when you try to be like, don't do that. Look at it's a life that they know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? It's trauma, and it's like an action movie. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's an action movie. So that target audience, yes, is that, and I feel like that's even more bitterness harnessed by, you know what I'm saying, the opposite culture about music. Because if you listen to the reporter, she's like, you have this, you have that, do you have to have everything? And it's kind of like, we had everything. We were pillaged. You know what I'm saying? And we were taught not to know our roots and know what we really did for the world.
Yeah, I definitely think now is some overt racism for sure. Just because, like, again, because they say lefties, but even if they are lefties, you know what I mean? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Lefties can't sing country music.
Yeah.
You know, so that's just I definitely think that's another word. And all the Destiny children have been catching heat, low key.
Right? For the same reason. These Karens and
Yeah.
Kents. What do we call the males? Kent?
Karens and Kent sounds better,
Yeah. I'll take it.
but
Kent sounds like
Kyle-
an asshole.
Karen,
Sorry, Kent. Kent. Just Kent sounds like he's.
he does sound like more of an asshole a little bit, but he sounds
some
like
Kyles.
he doesn't sound like an asshole for the same reason that Karen is
Karen
an
would be.
asshole. Yeah, like
What's
a
going on
Karen-
with the other Destiny child? What did Kent or Karen do?
Well, I don't, a Karen, producer Karen. What was it? Good Day America?
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah, you heard about that?
yeah. Good day. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
See that.
yeah. Didn't she walk out?
Yeah, Michelle did. Yes, she did. Michelle walked out. I saw that Michelle did walk out because I think they said her trailer wasn't up to par or whatever it was. Something on her rider wasn't met, and it just wasn't up to her standards. And the Karen you're talking about had the audacity to speak from Michelle's point of view and address the situation. Michelle didn't even make a public statement about it. It was just after the fact, after whoever this was that showed up.
You mean Kelly? Kelly Rowland?
Oh,
You said Michelle?
I did say Michelle.
Yeah. Well, you like Michelle?
I like Michelle.
I did too.
Yeah.
That's why you think about it.
Yeah, I'm
You know what
sorry.
saying? I just said the other Destiny. I didn't say no name.
I seen Michelle.
I thought you knew
on-
the story.
I
Yeah.
did. But
Yeah.
I swapped the name.
Yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. Kelly Rowland is like my
Yeah.
chef's kiss. The ideal. That blackberry.
Yeah. I love Michelle.
Michelle's nice, but I like Kelly.
But it was Kelly that they did this to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did they say?
You feel like Michelle would have still got the same, you know what I'm saying? If she
Well, Michelle is low key like super Christian, so I think maybe she would have been more like
humble about it.
forgiving and just like I'm here. You know what I mean? And let's be honest, she was the least popular. You know what I mean? Like, not to take anything away from her. You know, it was Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, and Michelle. You know what I'm saying? That was the order. You know what I mean? And she's still a Destiny's child. You know, but
Child of Destiny.
yeah, she just wasn't the main, and she wasn't the second main. You know, Kelly was like number 2.
There's other ones that fell off. So there's like 6.
Yeah,
of them.
they gone.
They don't get their
Like,
names
she's
mixed.
still there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
There's
But they shitted on Michelle. Because,
Kelly.
see, I did.
Damn.
Yeah, look at.
There, you love her.
I do. I guess so. They shitted on Destiny's Child.
So
because
so Kelly, her trailer was messed up and everything was grimy. She was in there and it was like, yo, you better just be happy that you're here. You're like, you know, like kind of came at her crazy. So she just walked out. You know, and then they got on the internet talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Talking crazy, like, you know, normally people do this and that, you know, and talking about the experience from a producer standpoint when you're supposed to be professional doing your job. You're not supposed to say shit.
yeah, your life experience is not Kelly's or Michelle's or Beyonce.
Yeah, you're not a celebrity. You're not that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one is expecting you to have these expectations.
You have no accolades. We don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
The only fame that you just received was from chastising a black woman in a public space about something she felt about her standards.
Yeah.
Side note, we always get slighted to keep it. How many black actresses have you just seen just going on rants about the pay gap, about not being paid what they're worth?
A
So
lot.
when you see somebody step and be like, nah, that's not what I'm worth. I'm standing in abundance. You know what I'm saying? I'm not walking in that. I can't come I can't come in this trailer because now I'm gonna start accepting stuff like this. And you think my world is gonna shape to this? Nah, it's not happening.
And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. I think what's more egregious is that's, you know, definitely there's a race side to it, but even just on a professional side, like that's not your fucking job.
It's not your job.
You know, like who are you? NBC, ABC, Good Day America? What do you own the company?
How many other people?
Are you a worker?
Exactly.
Can you be replaced? If you can be replaced, shut the fuck up. Because no one, what you say is just an expression of your emotions. You know what I'm saying? Or your
And it's unprofessional, like you said.
no, yeah, but it's of your prejudices. You know what I mean? That's why you got to, oh, she did this at work. Oh, I get to speak on it now. Finally, I get to say something. That's really all that really is. And for that alone, she should be fired. You know what I mean? Because you're speaking on the company, acting like you represent it. So now, if you want to represent the company, you should know that we can't be represented that way. Period. So if you want to wave our flag, now you have to take the consequences of our forgiveness. You know what I mean? And trying to be cool, and you got to go.
Yep.
That's the only way, because if that was a sister doing that, she would have been gone. Like
gone.
it was all like a white dude and his sister got on just on the internet talking crazy about some guest from TV.
Yep.
No.
How many people do you think have gone and done the same thing and it hasn't been talked about? You know what I mean?
Man, that's wild. That's what makes me mad about it. You know what I mean? Is that the audacity to do that, but then know that there's zero repercussions from any professional standpoint. And like, I guess you just got to straight out call her an indictment. You know what I mean? For it to
literally
be an issue. Yeah. You know what I mean? But other than that, like, it's just whatever. You could talk kind of crazy.
Yeah. How do you feel about us being addressed in spaces that we can't represent ourselves?
Well, I almost don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, if it's not something we created, we shouldn't expect it to be for us, and that's just the reality. Like
Amen,
the Grammys, the Academy Awards, all of that. Like, I'm sure that there's people on those
institutions.
Yeah, there's black people on those boards, and I'm sure that they probably do have initiatives to be more inclusive. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, a black person didn't create that with the sheer intention of elevating black people in their art form. Mm-hmm. So we shouldn't be mad when that is not the case. Mm-hmm. Principle, period. Amen. Anything else is complaining, in my opinion, personally. Like, nigga, you didn't make the shit. It's not for you. Yep. So why are you mad that these white people want to celebrate white shit? Let's stick together as black people and focus on doing that. That's more important for me. And I have a hard time kind of articulate that. That's why everybody be like, "Oh, you a Trump nigga?" Yeah. And I'm like, no, I just want black. Oh shit! Oh, I just want black people to bring themselves together. And sometimes, if we have to have, even if we have to have an open opposition to say, "Hey, this is happening. You guys got to stick together now." Mm-hmm. I'd rather have that than having a system that's set up to where we just feel more comfortable and we don't realize that we are all we got. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's ultimately what it is. Because if we really did think that way, we wouldn't give a fuck about no Grammys. We wouldn't give a fuck about no Academy Award. We wouldn't give a fuck none of that shit. We wouldn't even be going on their radio stations. We wouldn't care if they don't play Beyonce's music because we're all buying her album. You know what I'm saying? Every black person is buying her album just because it's Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? But we're also going to support the independent artists, in our communities too. Like, there needs to be a level of black independence, beyond us looking for acceptance and approval from these outside entities. So I don't give a fuck, honestly. Like, I damn near don't care what they say, what they do. And it's not because I like that mentality, or I'm like a super conservative dude, even though I'm kind of like not that side, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I just know that we all we got. Yep. You know what I'm saying? That's ultimately where I come from. No, I agree. So that we shouldn't even let, and then this is another thing, I'll end it with this. If they are speaking on us in a public space, mm-hmm. we should, because beyond they say the beehive, right? Mm-hmm. We need to be the indictment swarm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, like, whether you like Beyonce or not, you can never talk bad about us ever in any space, in any way disrespectful, unless that person did something wrong, and then you can hold them accountable. And we will hold, matter of fact, we will hold them accountable. Yeah, we will hold them accountable our way. The little brother, big brother situation. Like, yeah. I can fuck with him, but you can't. Like, yeah. My brother. Like, yeah, like, so that's kind of like where I feel like, wow, we're really like, missing the mark, in that regard, and getting more mad and upset about the reaction rather than the cause of why they feel comfortable to talk that way. Mm-hmm. So white spaces, say what the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. Say, so this is America. Say what you want. Exactly. Yeah, shit, nigga. Indictment. Standing in my beliefs and what I believe in for black folks, and putting that first because I am black, and just because I'm pro-black, it don't mean I'm anti anything else. And with those beliefs, I know you're fan favorite. You are a big fan of one of them same individuals that thinks like us. You know what I'm saying? Your boy. I got a lot of boys tonight, apparently. Dr. Umar, you already know what I'm talking about, man. Yeah. Stand on it. Yeah, exactly. 1,000 times.
So what do you think? Are you that? Are you Dr. Umar? Or are you Tiger Woods on your perspective? Somewhere in between.
Oh, like dating white girls and stuff, and like
I mean, just like Tiger Woods includes everything. He's Kablasian. He said that earlier.
okay, just like being open
Dr.
to other.
Umar's like your daddy black, you're black. Black.
I don't agree with that though.
Nah?
No,
Break it down for me. How you feel?
there's no logical reason why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can literally be a billionaire and say I'm going to commit $1 million to every black school in every community that I can come across, for the next 5 years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Every month, whatever. But my wife is white, but I'm not for black people. You know what I'm saying? Like it just don't make sense. It's a logical fallacy. Like you're not making it make sense. You're trying to gaslight people to donate to your. I don't know. Like I'm like, bro, like, because he does say a lot of good shit, and I do like him a lot, but he says dumb shit too. Where I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? That shit don't make no sense. What do you mean you can't be for black people if you're not with a black person? What if black women just don't like you? What if you don't like certain set of black women and you haven't met the one for you yet? You know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Tell him why you mad, son.
I'm not mad. I'm good. We got a couple of boops here today. Goddamn.
Yeah, nah.
But my point is that there's so many different situations. Yeah. I know black women that have been told that they're ugly and this by black men because they have their natural hair and stuff like that, and they want to go off and look for some outside foreign. I think that's the problem when you have that mentality and you voice it publicly against our people. That's the issue. You know what I mean? But if you just are like, hey, I don't hate black women, I don't dislike black women or anything like that. It's just it just didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? But I still do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying, in terms of being responsible, because I think we all have a responsibility.
So it just doesn't make you a sellout. Just having
fuck no. What are you selling out to, love? Yeah. That's stupid as fuck. Yeah. Like I said, because this is where it breaks down. Because I can be a billionaire and say, okay, I'm going to donate millions of dollars to the black community every day. I think you can have $1 billion and spend $100,000 every day for the rest of your life and still have. You won't even be out that $1 billion.
So
that $1 billion.
You feel like money is more important than whatever else that is?
No, I'm just giving you an example.
I'm just asking. So if you donate this money, that is far more important to the black community and me helping the black community than making sure that my kids are 100% black.
Yeah, 100%. Because Bob Marley was 100% black, and I'm sure he has been a benefit to not only the black community of America, but also globally, just by having music and a message of love that brought a certain level of awareness and understanding, not only to Jamaica and their issues, but also here in America. You know what I'm saying? Because he was mainly doing music and stuff out here. You know what I mean? Like performing and stuff and reaching people out here too, across the world. Just like Michael Jackson across the world. And he wasn't mixed, but Bob Marley was. So being mixed or what race you date or love doesn't really mean shit. You know what I mean? It's really more so the intention behind you coming to this person. It's like, I'm going to this person because I hate my race. Right. Then that's weird. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's an issue for sure.
You genuinely meeting somebody you like.
Yeah, but if it's just this girl's white. I don't know. I don't even like white girls like that. But she likes this shit that I like and whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Or Mexican, Chinese, whatever. You know what I mean? Like my ex was Indian. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like and her. I mean, to be honest, her parents was racist. So there is a degree to where I do want to be with a black girl now. But if I don't, I'm not going to be like, fucked up about it because I've met someone else. You know what I mean? If whoever makes me happy.
So is there something that makes you a traitor or a sellout? Do you feel like there's anything you can do if it's not your spouse or dating?
I think the only way you can be selling out black people is if you are deliberately trying to cause harm, like you said, deliberately, to an innocent group of people who didn't do shit. For example, what's the way I could phrase this? Like like you call the police on someone who you think that they're doing something wrong, like being a Kyle or a Karen or a Kent, you know what I'm saying?
That's suspicious.
Yeah, like you don't know shit. You didn't even talk to this person. That's kind of, I guess, in a way, you could be selling out to that racist ideology. You know what I'm saying? But the real sellout is if you're getting paid. And ain't nobody getting paid to fucking love somebody. You know what I'm saying? I think that he just, like I say, is gaslighting. Just playing on words, trying to fuck with people's emotions, make people upset, give people an excuse to argue about something, you know, so then they could think about him and he stays current and he gets more donations, you know, because he's still in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion, honestly, because that shit doesn't make no fucking sense.
Yeah, no, I agree to a certain extent. I don't think that love has a color at all. I feel like if you find somebody that you meet and you really, really, really have a good vibe with them and you throw it to, because just that factor, because they're not black or the same race as you, that could be, you know what I'm saying, that could be a loss for you. You end up just alone forever. I myself, for just reasons of my personality, I love all races. I've dated all races. I don't think that I can honestly, I haven't met anyone outside of the black race that the frequency just resonates like that. Like just jokes, just little shit, just little things that we just life experience that's familiar amongst each other without having to talk about it. It's just, I don't have to explain it. What's no, it doesn't have to be explained. Exactly. And so for that reason alone, I kind of feel like that's just where I'm at in life. I don't really, it's not that I won't or don't look at, I love all women, but it's just me, it's who I am, my preference.
So you would never date outside your race. That's what you're telling me.
No, I have. I have.
But you're saying like
at this stage in my life.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
At this stage in my life, probably not. I mean, it would have to be like a random and just be like, wow, oh my God, you're so.
And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
but I just don't have I can honestly say that wholeheartedly, I probably don't meet or wouldn't meet that person just because I'm not actively, that's just not my attraction. That's
I was going to say, you're probably not going to attract that.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
You know, and maybe that's part of it for sure. My thing is like, I want a black woman. I want to be like, man, blacker the berry.
Sweet as juice.
You know what I'm saying? Hold on, time out. You just reminded me of something just now. Because speaking about black people and how we interact in the first place.
Yeah.
Huh?
Nothing, go ahead.
Are we too soon?
No, it was just, you forced it. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It's okay.
Well, I was just going to say that. I was just going to say on the internet, you know, there's just a weird thing how black men and black women, how they have their conversations and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that also kind of impacts how we interact in the dating realm and kind of almost makes it like we're against each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, instead of how we should be like partners. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and so that kind of plays a part in this whole dating situation where a lot of black men kind of do want black women, but
society,
society, the internet, you know, like a lot of times are really like almost the perfect people are like there for each other, but then they have ideas that are influenced by outside entities and forces.
Groupthink.
Yeah, and so they kind of like go past one another, you know what I mean? Or they're not allowed to fully manifest what could be, you know. And that's another reason why like there's almost too much trauma in the black community. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to really building the way we should, a lot of people just check out. Like, you know what? Hey, man, if it happens, it happens. But I'm gonna go over here because this person is gonna be like this, and their community hasn't been traumatized by white supremacy, racism, internalized inferiority complex, all these different psychological dispositions, governmental pressures. You know what I mean? Societal, all these different things, and so they're just like, I'll just go over here. And I think that's kind of where Umar is talking about. We're like, hey, we got to start kind of forcing it to work somehow. You know what I mean? Otherwise, we're always just going to be like, well, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go over here. Because then just black race is just going to disappear. It will all be just mulattoes, you know, or mixed. Right. You know what I'm saying? Is that a derogatory term? Mulatto?
It was. And I think it still is. Technically, yes.
Okay, well.
But context is everything. Yeah, context is everything. No, it's crazy the list of those names that really break down what it's like. The actual breakdown of like white, grandparent, black, like mulatto. All the different breakdowns is insane, and how much those words are actually used for whatever they're used for. You don't even understand it was an actual breakdown on like the slave trade when breaking down the actual pedigree of a person, of a black person. But anyways, yeah, bro. I don't know. Umar be pushing the line. He's got some good points, but like you said, everybody needs that little
Where the school at?
the brand. Everybody needs their brand to go. You know what I'm saying? So where the school at, Umar? Nah, I don't even know.
Apparently, he got to school. He's just waiting for permits now. I seen him in the gym just showing off some shit. But
Straight up, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
15 years?
Yep, I'm all for it. Like you said, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, man. In every aspect, what you think? Is the blacker berry, the sweeter juice in all aspects of life? It's about
I don't know. Not every aspect.
about
probably.
black business.
I mean, well, I'm a black businessman, so
Good answer.
my berry is definitely black. Pause. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna say something even more pause worthy, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
Still got to pause it now. Look at it.
Nah, y'all don't know what it is, so I ain't gonna say it.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Y'all talked about it a little bit, but I wanted to ask y'all something.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all was talking about is there a way to sell out in the black community?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all kind of said it. Y'all didn't say like there was no way, but y'all basically said like unless you're blatant about it,
Mm-hmm.
is it selling out if you use like black stereotypes and abuse them to make money? In the sense of like I don't know if you guys seen that.
Yeah.
That guy who acts like a fool before he eats chicken and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. I think that we're all governed by our own moral compass. You know what I'm saying? The beauty in life is your free will. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I feel like the God in life is how you operate according, to your effect on others. You know what I'm saying? So
Talk that shit.
yes, there's instances where you can sell out and do damage to the black community. If you're unaware of it, it doesn't mean that it's not happening. Just because it's not in your in your vision. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's not in something that you're doing deliberately. Ignorance doesn't mean that it's not actually existing or actually happening just because you don't recognize it. So yes, there's ways to sell out, I would say, within the black community, without doing it deliberately or without. And Uzi, what was your direct example? You said if you...
I was saying if you use like a good example would be like Stacey Dash.
Mhm.
She
Oh, you were saying eating chicken and like for monetization. So for the brand, yes, that's like the exact. For me, that's like the immediate. Yeah, for me, because my moral compass would be like, I can't just get on here and fit a black stereotype for the bag. On the contrary, if this is who you are, bro, and you genuinely feel like this is you and that's what you want to put on for yourself, I don't subscribe to it as just me as a black stereotype. That's me. That looks so. For me, it's okay. For the people looking in, if they came to you and said, hey, I need you to do this and here go the bag, that's completely different for me than you being like, I'm going to do this to get the bag. If somebody comes to you and be like, you got to eat this chicken like this and dance like this and put this wig on and act like this if you want this bag, that's different for me than somebody being like, this is just how I am. This is who I am. And I'm in front of the camera and they gave me a bag for it. So
you think that if you're consciously doing it, it's okay. But if you're not consciously doing it, I mean, if you're unconsciously doing it, it's okay. But if you are consciously doing it, then you're a sellout.
not that it's okay. Not that it's okay.
But you're a sellout. Right? But if...
Either way, in my mind, you're a sellout, but that's just my life. That's my reality. You know what I'm saying? To yours, you might not feel like a sellout until it hits you in some capacity. It might never hit you. You might never actually feel like a sellout. And
yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. Can I chime in?
Yeah,
I think that's a good way to put it, just because if you're consciously doing something, then that is the pure act of selling out. Because selling is an act. What is it, a verb? Sell, an action?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that is the act. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
If you're aware of it. But if you're unaware, then you're not technically performing the act of selling. You're just being an indictment. You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, neither one of them are really good things. It just really depends on, like you said, the context. So I agree with that answer. I was just trying to think of like, what is some examples? Because most rappers are sellouts. You know what I'm saying? 1,000%.
I say
consciously or not.
I say what I say to say about that, saying eating chicken and everything. Yet I have songs where I'm saying nigga and, you know what I'm saying, objectifying maybe other things.
Yeah, I think that's different though. There's a balance between artistic expression and kind of walking the line, and then there's like pushing a specific lifestyle and an idea.
The Rainbow Coalition might call me a sellout because I'm saying nigga.
That's perpetuated along a long line of works. You know what I mean? Then you're like, damn, at this point, like, you are a sellout. You know what I mean? Like, you never stopped. You know what I'm saying? Or you started here and then all of a sudden you went there. What happened? Where'd you go? So yeah, I definitely think you can sell out. You know what I mean? By playing on stereotypes. There was a thing, King Bach, they said King Bach was a sellout, you know, because all he did to get on when he was on Vine was playing on like black stereotypes. But they come from somewhere. So they're, you know, and they're funny. You know, so it's just like, who's going to really get mad? And I think that's where we should, I guess the real act is if it causes harm, like you said. That's when the selling out actually is a real issue. You can sell out for comedy reasons. I mean, I think we sell it every day just for going to work. By paying taxes, we sell out. There we go. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the level of it? You know what I mean? We can,
exactly.
You know, like, where do we start? So, yeah, it's on all things. You know, it's just, like you said, your moral compass and what are you willing to accept and not accept. And, yeah. That was a good question, though.
It was. Very good, Woozy. What else you got for us?
I was gonna chime in on the King Bach situation though. I don't know. I will say because I was thinking about what you said about King Bach basically using stereotypes to get on. Why are people okay with? Why I know the answer, but I want to see your guys' answer. Why is it okay when? Why is it not okay when he does it, but when someone like a Dave Chappelle goes about it, it's seen as like the highlight of his career.
Yeah, so I think that it's just a difference in generations. I'm not for the cancel culture at all. I'm for all of it. Speak your true feelings so I know who you are. But I think King Bach, just Batch, whatever, came up in a different generation to where people got a microscope on him and it's like, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. And all publicity is good publicity, if that's what you're into, if you're in the entertainment world. So it worked in his favor. But there's no difference in either one. Back then, or, you know what I'm saying, before Dave Chappelle, it was Eddie Murphy and Bill Cosby was chastising him about, you know what I'm saying, the use of his language and how much whatever he was doing. And it just keeps going. Our generation is not ready for the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's levels to it.
There's levels. You know,
there's definitely levels to it. Because even Dave Chappelle got to a point where he's like, I'm not doing this shit anymore.
Right.
That's why he left. You know what I mean? Apparently, allegedly, he's like, this is too disrespectful, too out of pocket, too crazy. Right. I just got to go. You know what I mean?
But you got to think of how far he pushed it.
Forget the money. Oh, he pushed it pretty far.
Yeah. So imagine you're putting this on a major network. There's skits that we watch that we love. I love Chappelle's Show. You put that on your own brainchild. This is all you. You come in and, of course, they're bringing writers, Hollywood writers, to push certain, like you're saying. And then once it got to whatever final season it was like, all right, look. You know what I'm saying? This is where my line is. You know what I'm saying? But I guess that's what we're talking about. That's selling out. What is that? So you can see how far is Dave Chappelle's moral compass expanded to where what was really offered to her is like, all right, fuck this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he crossed a lot of lines, man. He crossed a lot of lines.
Yeah. I definitely think it's all relative, like you said. You know, but that's actually a good way to think about it as how we progress in society over time. You know, and how things become more offensive and or more acceptable. You know, because some things that were totally unacceptable are way more acceptable now, and some things that are totally offensive or I guess it would be like this. You know, saying unacceptable in any capacity. You know what I mean? Like I can be a girl tomorrow if I really wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit makes no fucking sense in a grand scheme of the universe when you look at like why are things what they are. But at the end of the day, nothing makes sense.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot more opinions being aired out, like common knowledge or like whatever,
Social media.
given platforms than there was when Dave Chappelle was just even that small. That's a small window. I was in high school when Dave Chappelle was dropping, and Instagram wasn't a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
Facebook
more
wasn't a
exposure.
thing. There's a lot more people voicing their opinions. You know what I'm saying about shit to where now this group of people can now resonate and join together and form this 1,000,000-man march from all over the world together online collectively to bash this thought that, you know what I'm saying? So
And it's affecting people's money.
exactly. And I feel like King Bash just came up in an era where it's that, you know what I'm saying? Before that, it wasn't. You could do what you did, and only certain people had access to voice their opinions for the world to see, and only certain people's opinions were valued, and you know what I'm saying?
Everybody didn't even have a cable to watch Chappelle.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Everybody got a phone. And if you got a phone, you're online.
Yep.
So it changes the
Dynamic.
the dynamic and the exposure to an exponential level for sure.
Yep. And I don't know. I just feel like if a black man's winning and another black man's not losing at the hand of it, like, you know what I'm saying, that's hard to just put there like that. I'm not gonna shit on it, even if it's not my cup of tea. I don't listen to a lot of this rap that's out now, you know what I'm saying? I don't listen to it, and I'm not gonna knock it. If it comes on and it's that or that, I might let it run a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm not gonna call anyone a sellout that's trying to do better for themselves and their family, and at least not shitting on anyone on the way to do it. That
Can I throw you a quick curveball?
Yeah.
You got to answer quick though.
throw it.
Okay, because you said something and it just made me think about this. That I saw. So Mayweather was on the pivot with Ryan Clark, and they were asking him his thoughts on Diddy, and he said, "I'm not going to speak on another black man. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, and I just hope everybody involved can find peace and move forward, in a good way. I don't know. He was just kind of refusing to speak on it.
Yeah.
So do you think there's ever a time where we need to speak on, like as black men, we need to speak on, or even a black woman, speak on, like black people, speak on something that another black person has done outside of us? Or should we always say, hey,
Huddle up.
yeah, you know what I mean? Kind of pull a Mayweather and just say, I'm not going to speak on a black man because I wasn't there. You know what I mean? I don't know, and he's not in jail, so I don't know. You know what I mean? And I just hope everybody finds peace. Or should he have essentially talked down on Diddy and judged him and did all those various.
Right on. I think he handled it the right way. I think that's how we should operate accordingly because, well, you're just seeing integrity. His moral compass doesn't expand that far to discuss another man for profit. Because why? Because I got profit. You can't. I have integrity now. He's got some standards he can live by. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I agree 1,000% with the way Mayweather took that stance and how he's talking about it. And I agree myself. I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? For laughs and shits and giggles, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell some jokes and laugh about it and joke, but that's a man's livelihood. So at the same time, no. With a platform like Mayweather, you can't just take your platform and put a man's livelihood at risk. You know what I'm saying? So I applaud that. And no, I don't think we should ever go in public and address anything online on cameras that could be addressed in private and probably be addressed to a more beneficial resolution, more efficiently. All of this shit is for clicks and likes and everything. So I applaud anyone who stands in this era for the opposite of that. I'm not doing this shit for that. I'm not doing this shit for the clickbait. I'm not here for that. I wish him the best. You know what I'm saying? I got other things to discuss. You know what I mean? So I'm with that. And no, I don't think there's ever a time for black people to shit on black people in a public forum.
I agree. Unless they did some super fucked up.
Yeah.
Like stepped on a baby's head or some shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, man.
At that point, we're not discussing black people. I think we're just discussing people.
Like, just lunatics?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm just saying, if it was a black person that did it, I'd be like, no, I'm not able. It's a nigga with black able. I'm not talking about that. Yeah. You're
like black serial
You're like,
killer,
he slammed the baby against the wall, sir.
Yeah, we don't want to own it, but you got
He's black, though. No, you're right. Like there is a balance to it. You know what I mean? For sure. Because that's what most of these other communities do. They kind of hold each other accountable in certain ways. Outside of the public space, we kind of get off on doing that.
For us, it comes from external and internal. Like we're just shitting on each other and getting shitted on by everyone else, and it's just
it's just a shit factory.
Yeah, man.
It's unsanitary. That's for sure.
Yeah, a bunch of indictments.
Yeah, I agree. Where are we right now? We're doing it live. Where are we on our script?
Well, you're good. We're closing up because I was going to say you were talking about Ryan, whatever his name is, talking
Ryan Clark
Mayweather on his podcast, and I was just thinking. I said, yeah, I don't know what podcast you're talking about. There's so many fucking podcasts out right now, bro.
Oh man,
excuse my French, but
yeah.
What is, the difference between that and us? Or do you think there's too many? Should we even be doing this? Or like?
Oh, well, we definitely should be doing this.
Yeah. Sir.
100% necessary. You know what I'm saying? And these type of conversations I think are unique and need to be heard, judged, laughed at, offended by, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the human experience and we need to play our part in it. You know what I'm saying? We're too talented and we're too ingrained in the industry to not be a part of these spaces, and publicly allow a platform for people to come together. And I think that's what we should do as Black people. More Black voices are better than no Black voices. You know what I mean? However, as far as too many podcasts in general, hell yeah, there's hella podcasts. I heard a podcast about people. It's just about farts, bro. Like all they do is like they play a fart. And then they like talk about like this person probably ate this and it's a doctor. And it's kind of interesting, to be honest. It's like, oh, farts sound like that if you eat that stuff, or if you like you learn like things about the people. But there's like so many different podcasts. You know what I mean? So I think there's only too many podcasts if there's not enough people to listen. You know what I mean? I think there's still way more people to touch right now. You know what I mean? But there are a lot of fucking bullshit podcasts. Yeah,
I agree. I think it's a lot, but I think that there can never be enough. You know what I'm saying? Because 100%. It's the same thing we were just talking about. We are in that era where everybody's got a fucking opinion. But I, for one, do agree with you that I feel like I was put here with a voice that I would like to share, and where it falls, and who it resonates with. I hope that it helps in whatever walk they're on. I've encountered and I've come across a lot of people who shy away from expressing themselves or from speaking their mind or being able to actually articulate what they're feeling in the moment. And not that that's a bad thing, but because I know that I don't have that struggle, I feel like it's a disservice to my creator if I don't embark on my journey with that as some kind of point, hence me doing music, hence me just speaking. I mean, I just feel like that's just something that I'm here for, and I agree. It's super important. Just from a mental health standpoint alone, being able to communicate your thoughts on outside. And look, I know you motherfuckers not gonna like this shit, and I know I don't even know what I'm talking about sometimes. But you know what? Yeah, man. So whether there's too many podcasts or not, ours is here to stay, and I'm enjoying this, man. Like
your name, though.
Like you said, therapeutic. What'd you say? Like you said, this is therapy. Like honestly, listening to you talk lets me know that I'm not as crazy as I think I am. You know what I'm saying?
What you trying to say? I'm more crazy?
Facts. But
hold on, nigga.
This nigga said I'm crazy.
Too many podcasts. Not enough podcasts.
I'm not crazy. This nigga's crazy.
This one's here.
They not like us. He's a crazy They not like indictment. us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. You think the Bay gon' let you disrespect Pac, nigga? I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop, nigga. They cold foul, I don't know why you still pretending. What is the owl? Bird niggas and bird bitches, go. The audience not dumb, shape the stories how you want. Hey Drake, they're not slow. Rabbit hole is still deep, I can go further, I promise. Ain't there some P-Rest?